amazing jungle of growth. And life sometimes can be amazing jungle of experiences and difficulties and ambitions and desires and activities and upsets and a jungle. How do we get order into life? The formation of deep convictions about reality that can haul us for the long haul. These strong tires, this powerful engine, this well-built structure, this motor that drives us along through life. And the role of reflection and the path to these convictions, the role of memory. Gosh, I'm going to take you out here walking out to the water edge. Maybe we'll even try walking in the water. How about that? Would you like to do that? Now there's no more salt here. Contrasting the pathway we started out on. And so, in this text today, we have a couple of texts that are very, I would say all three texts. We have the book of Deuteronomy. It means the second law. Interesting. And Moses says to the people, reflect, ponder. Look back on your life. Look back on your experience and see what has happened. I remember when this tree was flourishing. And also the ones over here, obviously the big one. No, this one and this one out here, wow. You know, it's beginning to be as low as it was when I remember furthest out. No, not yet. Because the jeeps used to run from way down there on this surface all the way up here. To remember with an eye of reflection and recognition. How could it have happened? How could it have been developed? How could my life have come along? How could I live the providence in my life, God's hand in my life? The great events in my life, my family's life. Did anything so great ever happen before? Was it ever heard of? And this is the memory of God's people, handing on the story generation to generation. The discovery of forgiveness, the discovery of mercy, the discovery of nature, of the universe. Was it ever heard of? Did a people ever hear the voice of God speaking from the midst of fire as you did and live? Out of the heavens he let you hear his voice to discipline you. For love of your fathers, he chose their descendants and personally led you out of Egypt by his great power. That's why you must know now and fix in your heart that the Lord is God in the heavens above and on the earth below. Pondering also the birth of a child. Who can make a child? Who can make a baby? But there's another part of life that's very difficult, very hard. And that's all the setbacks and hurt. And Jesus said to his disciples, whoever wishes to come after me must deny himself, take up his cross and follow me. One thing is to ponder the great marvels of nature, the great marvels of our life, the physical of creation, of nature. Another is to discover God's hand in my life, and I follow through all kinds of suffering, all kinds of difficulty. And no matter how others treat me, I'm sustained and do not need to hate them. Do not need to attack and destroy them. and to have the strength to love in the midst of rejections and misunderstandings, the strength not to hate. And maybe I'm not there completely yet, but I feel the call in my heart, and I feel a gentle voice. I know a gentle voice inside me that's calling me to forgiveness, that's calling me to bear the pain, to unite it to the one who died for us, to let this part of life's experience be transformed to resurrection glory. Whoever wishes to save his life will lose it. How many parents have gone through a mini hell because of their children? And yet we're faithful to their children, always love them, always accompany them. And things turned around. Took a long time. And things turned around. And the interior joy, even if things haven't turned around yet, haven't completely turned around, still a lot has to happen. The interior joy of being faithful, of not hating, discovering the truth, of goodness, the beauty of goodness. The reward of loving because love is the right thing to do and hatred is not. The hatred of other people is not the right thing. A path of redemption is the right way for humanity. And then we go back again to the Psalm, I remember the deeds of the Lord. And I suggest we do it in both directions, the great deeds of creation, but also the great deeds of redemption that happen through the cross, that happen through the challenges of life, the triumph of good in circumstances of misery, moral misery, spiritual misery, decay. We're still moving in the realm of faith, but one day there will be vision completely in glory. Thank you for joining this morning. God bless you. See you later, alligators. There we are. I think I'd lift up the camera this way here so you can see I'm standing in the water. I can't see anything, but you can maybe. God bless you all. See you later, alligators. Let's pray for all the people who have challenges with faith, challenges to interpret their lives, to see that meaning, to develop those deep convictions and commitments.